by now, we all know how useless and out of date Swiss Army knives are. I mean, they've been making these for over 125 years at this point, and who's actually still buying these and using them in their everyday carry? Gotcha. I think just about all 250,000 of you subscribers were about to be like, what the heck, you're out of your mind. Of course, I mean, it's wild. I was actually looking up the statistics, and though these have been around for 125 years and are a staple name, they create about 10 million on average a year and 45,000 a day and ship these out to over 120 countries. So I mean, it is wild. And even though I own several different Swiss Army knives, I'll be honest with you, I rarely use them. And there are 3 main reasons why. So when I came across this model that checks all 3 of those boxes that the ancient designs of a Swiss Army knife can't seem to accomplish for me, I asked myself, could this potentially be 3 times better than the average Swiss Army knife? Well, we're gonna unpack what these 3 aspects are and what this tool has going on in today's video. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm Aaron, this is Gideonstactical. Let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, the first reason that I normally don't carry a Swiss Army knife is because, with a few exceptions, they are slip jointed tools, meaning they have no locking mechanism. And I live in America and we still have some level of freedom. And since I prefer to have a lock on my folding knives. So a few months back when I was cruising around on Amazon and stumbled across the 12-in-1 ROCKTOL multi-tool that, check this out, deploys one-handed. Show me a Swiss Army knife or Leatherman tool that can do that. And check that out. Basically a Leatherman copy of that blade, being 2.7 and going to be sporting a saber grind and has a Leatherman style liner lock that is nice and solid. I had to drop the $19 to pick up this tool to see what other capabilities it had in mind. And I will have a link below if you guys are interested in this model and the other stuff that we're talking about, including those Swiss Army knives. But when you look at even what the steel is made out of, 7 CR17 MOV. Now, normally I'd be like, ugh, but Swiss Army knives are not super impressive. This steel has a Rockwell of 58 on this ROCKTOL, whereas Swiss Army knives usually use 1.4110 steel, and they usually Rockwell that 56. So that's a softer Rockwell, a very kind of similar ballpark steel. I have personally found, partly because of the higher Rockwell on the ROCKTOL, but also the grind geometry and the higher, hopefully I'm gonna show you that, edge versus the full flat micro edge, with a micro edge, that most Swiss Army knives will come with. I have found better edge retention and, in my personal opinion, preferred performance out of this ROCKTOL, and it's giving me the peace of mind of a liner lock and a locking mechanism, and at that insane price point. But that's not all, right? I mean, any pocket knife can do that and will hold its edge usually better. For even 20 bucks now, you can get decent pocket knives. So what are the other 2 aspects that Swiss Army knives can't achieve that this model does? But before I unpack those, I do want to invite you guys to hit that like button if you're enjoying this type of content and you find it valuable. And if you're not yet a subscriber, I do invite you to subscribe, become part of the Gideonstactical crew here. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you can be notified every week when I put up new content just like this. And I don't know about you guys, but with the constant changing weather as spring is upon us, I'm super glad I have the right apparel, and I love having good merino wool, like my 72-hour proof hoodie that is exclusive to Huckberry, and I'm glad that there's today's sponsor. And if you're new to Proof Apparel, their 72-hour collection of merino wool apparel offer a gateway to comfort, performance, and style on any adventure. Because merino wool is softer, more breathable, and regulates temperature better than almost any other material on the planet. And over the last year, I've found that weekly, I am using the 72-hour collection either as a base layer when I need to stay cozy and the temperatures are low, or as an outer layer as the temperatures increase. It's not just the hoodies, half zips, and shirts that have been performing. The Rover series of pants, both single as well as double kneed, have worked extremely well for me in all sorts of different environments and held up really well, along with their Equator shorts, perfect as the temperatures climb and you want to get out and explore. So guys, I'll have links in the description box below over to the Huckberry website so you can explore all the different options that Proof Apparel offers. And I will also be including my exclusive 10% off promo code that you guys can apply towards your very first purchase. So I recommend scoring some Proof Apparel so that you can overcome the elements on your next adventure. Now, the second reason I don't carry Swiss Army knives regularly has to do with the 3D Phillips head drivers for your screws. Now, a lot of Swiss Army knives will come with these, many do not, but the ones that do give you about 1.5 inches long driver that you have to use like a corkscrew. And I've never found this to be very ergonomic for me. I way prefer like how your screwdriver in your toolbox would look. And it means also that you can't really get into tight spaces. Well, the ROCKTOL has a 1.5 inch long 3D bit driver right there that looks and operates exactly like any of the other screwdrivers in my toolbox, meaning it can get into tighter places and it's just more ergonomic for how I prefer to use and operate a driver. Along with that, you're going to be able to rotate and use a flat head. So that is a really nice feature. These are just standard 1/4 inch bits, hex bits. So your entire toolkit could potentially fit in there. Now the tension is done with a little ball right there for that particular bit. So you do have to be a little conscientious. These don't, like one out of your tool chest, may not sit perfectly, or if you turn it upside down, sometimes they'll fall out depending on the tension level. And this is the only tool in the entire design that is a slip joint. So that's on this side of the body. It's got good tension, really snaps into place. It's really strong, but it would have been great if that was just added extra durability, if that was locking. But I'd love to know from you guys, which style of Phillips driver do you prefer, and do you see value in being able to put different size bits into the ROCKTOL? Now, before we get to that third and final reason I don't regularly carry Swiss Army knives and whether or not the ROCKTOL checks that box, I do want to unpack just the other tools that come on the ROCKTOL. You're going to get a massive awl with a hole. It's nice and sharp. You could throw sparks with that for a fire steel or punch through whatever you would need. It has a very large flathead or pry tool. And you know, with a $20 Chinese made multi-tool, you want to make sure all of the heat treats on the steel is well done. I pried some paint cans. This didn't bend or flex in any way. You will get a mini flathead that worked perfectly to adjust the safety glasses that I regularly use when I'm testing out gear. And last but not least, on this back end here, you're going to get a can opener, bottle cap opener, and even a wire stripper notch that's nice and sharp. And all of these tools on the back end have a lock back design that's really robust and makes the tools really sit securely depending on which one you're using. So that's a really nice extra feature to have. But there's one more tool that is excellent for all you scissor lovers out there. Opposite the knife, we have a massive set of locking spring-loaded scissors. These are some of the biggest scissors I have seen. It is very easy to manipulate because the handle just fills out the hand really nicely. It fits my large size hands very well. These things snip through anything. I was really pleased with their rebound, their tension. They didn't lock up and jam like some cheap scissors sometimes do. And I was pleased with that functionality. So if you're into having scissors on your multi-tools, this has a really large, excellent performing set of scissors. And the housing will have an accurate 3-inch ruler and 8-centimeter ruler as well. And when you just look over the whole tool, all the angles have been rounded, machined well. There's no hot spots or sharp angles that you may think you would see. And that does lead us to the third and final reason that I normally don't carry Swiss Army knives. Now, here is the Tinker. The Tinker currently is going for about $30. And you're not going to get a pocket clip with this tool and, to my knowledge, any Swiss Army knife that is currently made that is a multi-tool style. You have the little key ring, you can throw it on your keys, you can do a little lanyard, you can do different things. If you're gonna actually buy a clip, and I have this one on here, again, links below for all the stuff we're talking about today. I paid $20. These are $20 for this freaking clip. So that just took this to a $50 multi-tool to use it and carry it in my pocket as I would a pocket knife. And as you can guess, the ROCKTOL comes standard with a really well-designed pocket clip that will give you enough space for most reinforced like work pants, you know, double thick, like tactical pants, whatever you're doing. And it's got medium flex. So it's not super bendy, but it's not so rigid that you can't get it on and off of your pants, making it perfect to basically usurp your pocket knives if you're willing or interested in doing that. It operates and carries and feels like the majority of my pocket knives, particularly when you look at that one-handed deployment, making it an insane value that I could buy 2 of these for the cost of 1 Tinker plus a pocket clip, and just giving me some of these little features that I personally, this is just me and my mileage, look for in these slim, non-pliered multi-tools. That's what I look for. And so I feel like personally, the ROCKTOL has a lot to offer. I think this would be awesome as potentially like to throw in your fishing kits, you know, those type of things, to throw in the tool chest, to put in your junk drawer in the house that could operate and function and get a lot of those small tasks done. And if you like the idea of Swiss Army knives, but you want to be able to carry it in a pocket and you want some of these features that I've been hitting on today, I mean, it's hard to go wrong for 20 bucks and everything that I've seen this be able to accomplish. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. What is your take, particularly if you already own the 12-in-1 ROCKTOL? How has it been performing for you? I always appreciate your guys' feedback and data. To me, helps me continue to come up with new ideas and content. I just appreciate you guys taking the time with me today. I hope it's been fun and entertaining, but giving you the information you need to maybe reevaluate where you sit with these style of tools. Appreciate you guys. Check out the other videos. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And until next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.